Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I thought I'd bring you along to show you how I cook my purple hull peas that we grew in our garden this year. Before we left to go on vacation, we picked a lot of the peas and I went ahead and froze them. Got like 9 quarts in the freezer. But we didn't think we had that many left. Maybe just a few little pods that would be ready that we would just let dry out and go to seed. We got back, and as you can tell, that's a pretty good little mess of them. And our garden was also full of the lima beans that we picked. So yesterday Ricky went out and picked them. Some of them have already dried out and some of them are still fresh. I'll show you what I mean by that. These right here are already dried out, so that's just like what you would buy in a plastic bag at the store. But these are like fresh and won't take as long to cook. But we went ahead and just mixed them anyway because we were shelling beans forever and kittens kept getting in them. So, and I was done in here putting up the lima beans, so I just like mix them and we'll cook them all together. And a quick little story on how we got the seed for these. Our garden last year, some had went and done totally dried out. The shell on them had done totally dried out. And so we just put them in a basket and was going to put them in the freezer to save us seed for this year. We forgot. They stayed on the front porch during all the snowstorms that we had and everything. We could not find the seeds anywhere, so we just planted them and they grew. What I'm going to do, I've done looked them. Now the ones that are green, they won't take as long to cook as the ones that are already dried, but they don't take long to cook either because they're so small. So I've done looked them. We pulled out any that had little stings or bad places on them. So I'm going to wash them really good and then I'll meet you at my stove. Okay, I rinsed them really well and I filled them about 1 inch above to where they are in the pan. Of course, you've got the floaters too. But like I say, if they were all the fresh that hadn't already dried out, it wouldn't take them long at all to cook. But again, the dried won't take that long either. Now what I do, I don't add any salt or anything because I'm going to add some country ham. Now my store up here, Ingles, actually sells, it's 5-ounce packages of the country ham. It calls it country ham chips. And if you're lucky enough to get there, when they first set them out, they also will have the country ham slices for $1. It's a 5-ounce pack. Now for this amount that I'm cooking, I'm going to use every bit of it that's in here, the whole 5 ounces. That will make it salty enough for our taste. So always test it once they're done to see if you need to add any salt. But that's all that I will be adding to it. Sometimes I might add a little bit of black pepper, but that will be toward the end of it also. Now I'm not going to rinse this because I want all the salt that's on it. If I was cooking it for us to eat, I would rinse it. Or just fry it up for biscuits. So anyway, I'm going to turn this on high, and then I'm going to reduce the heat once it comes to a boil, just to a simmer. I will cover them. I check them to see if I need to add any more water to them as they're cooking, because it might cook down. It might need some more water, especially since half of them is dry. So it will absorb a lot of the water. But anyway, I'll bring you back periodically. And this is a lot more than me and Ricky can eat, and we're the only ones here who eats these. Sometimes my daughter will eat these peas. So once I get them cooked and we eat supper, what's left over, I will seal up and put in the freezer, and then we have some for a meal for another night. But I'll bring you back. Alright, my peas have been cooking for a little over 30 minutes. You want to give them a stir every now and then, and again check them for the water level. And as you can tell, my peas are right at the same amount of water level, so I want to add a little bit more water because the ones that were dry especially, it's done absorbed a lot of water. So I added about a cup more, and I will continue to check. I don't want to add a ton of water because I don't want, you know, beans with just a lot of bean juice. So I kind of want it to be equal, but everybody's different how they like theirs. So I'm just showing you how I make mine. Okay, my purple whole peas has been cooking for a little over an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. I just tried them. They're all perfect. They're not all mushy. They're just now tender, and that's how I like them. Now, if I did put too much liquid in there, I may turn it up, leave the lid off, let it cook down just for a second. But this is perfectly fine. So, since it's done and the rest of my supper is not, I'm going to cover it, turn the heat all the way down to very, very low, just to keep it warm. And then I'll be back when we get ready to eat. And also, when you taste it for doneness, that's when you can check it for your seasoning to see if you need to add some more salt. And I've already added some black pepper to it, but I didn't need any more salt. Okay, my purple whole peas are done. My supper's done, and I know this probably looks like a weird combination because normally you'd have a bunch of vegetables, but we had done planned this. And after we picked the peas, I needed to cook them, so it's going to be good. So now time to taste them for you. So, so, so good. Nothing like fresh peas from your garden that you grew. And especially from peas that we didn't know it was going to grow or not. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along just as I showed you how I prepared them fresh from our garden. How do you prepare yours? Please let me know in the comments below. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. And until my next video, I hope you enjoy. Bye, y'all.